Last week, I covered OpenAI's account of its models hacking Hugging Face's production infrastructure. Hugging Face just published its own account of the same incident. It never mentions OpenAI, not once. Here's why that's worth your attention, even if you already watched the first video. The two accounts describe the mechanism differently, and Hugging Face's version contains detail about defending against AI attacks that's more interesting than the attack itself. Here's what Hugging Face actually said, where it lines up with OpenAI's story, where it doesn't, and the guardrail problem it exposes. Quick recap of OpenAI's version published through Security Week, their models testing an internal benchmark called Exploit Gym with guardrails deliberately disabled, used one download tool exception to reach the open internet, found a 0-day in a package installer, and reached Hugging Face's production database. Hugging Face's own post describes the mechanism differently. Their account, an autonomous AI agent framework, exploited two separate code execution vulnerabilities: a remote code dataset loader and a template injection flaw in dataset configuration, then executed, quote, thousands of individual actions across a swarm of short-lived sandboxes to escalate from initial access to full node-level compromise, moving laterally across internal clusters. That's not a contradiction of OpenAI's account necessarily. A real compromise chain often involves more steps than any one summary captures, but it is a noticeably different level of technical detail, and Hugging Face's post does not name OpenAI GPT 5.6 Sol or Exploit Gym anywhere in it. Two companies, one incident, two different technical narratives, and only one of them names the other. Here's the detail we're sitting with. Hugging Face says they detected the intrusion using AI-assisted anomaly detection, then had to reconstruct the full attack timeline from over 17,000 recorded events. To do that fast, they wanted to use AI to analyze the attack payloads themselves. Their commercial API models refused. The safety guardrails built to stop these models from helping with attacks also stopped them from helping analyze an attack that already happened. So Hugging Face fell back to an open weight model, GLM 5.2, run on their own internal infrastructure, partly because it would actually do the analysis, and partly because it kept the attacker's own credentials from ever leaving their environment through a third-party API call. That's the real story here. The same guardrails built to prevent AI-assisted attacks can get in the way of AI-assisted defense. At the exact moment a security team needs speed most, Hugging Face states plainly that they found no evidence of tampering with public models, datasets, or spaces, and that their software supply chain, container images, published packages, came back verified clean. What was actually touched? A limited set of internal datasets and credentials used by their own services. So here's what to actually take from having two accounts of the same breach. Don't treat either company's blog post as the complete picture on its own. Compare disclosures when you can. Notice what each one chooses not to say. And if you're building your own incident response tooling, ask now whether your defensive AI stack can actually analyze a live attack, or whether its own safety training would refuse the one job you need it to do fastest.